Whatever happened to predictability? The milkman, the paper boy, evening TV. You miss your old familiar friends, but waiting just around the bend. Everywhere you look, there's a heart, a hand to hold on to. Everywhere you look, there's a face of somebody who needs you. When you're lost out there and you're all alone, life is waiting to carry you home. Everywhere you look.
We'd like to welcome you to this brief instructional video, which will teach you the rules on how to be a successful student in our government classes this semester.
First rule to be successful in government is to come to class on time. No dilly-dallying in the halls, no messing around in the halls. Make sure that you get here on time.
So when you come in every day, you'll go ahead and put your phone in the phone box. You'll notice that the numbers correspond to the numbers on your desk. It's important that you put your phone in there so we can take attendance every day.
And for those of you with experience using phone boxes, don't think we don't know about just putting your case in the box or using that old outdated burner phone from 2019. Now, if for some reason you have a pressing situation or an emergency and you need to keep your phone on you, just let us know before class begins. Otherwise, if class has already started and we catch you with your phone, there will be consequences. Those of you seeking to abuse the system, you gotta keep in mind, we're experienced enough that we know all the tricks of the trade. We've seen it all, from the staring at your crotch move, to the behind the arm / staring at your watch move, to the I'm hugging myself move, the behind the backpack move, which is why we don't allow book bags on desks anymore.
Oh, sorry.
Or even that I don't care that you just caught me move. For those of you that do not want to put your phone in the box no matter what, understand this. If we catch you with your phone out in class, we have to follow the CTEC handbook, which has the following rules. On the first violation, your phone is turned into the Dean of Students' office to be picked up at the end of the day by you. The second time it happens, your phone goes down to the Dean's office, but it's going to be kept until your parents come and pick it up. And the third time, it goes down to the office, your parents have to come pick it up again, and you get a Wednesday school on top of that. And believe us when we say your parents are going to have a very difficult time understanding why they had to leave work early to come pick up your phone because you couldn't stay off of it for 45 minutes.
I have to text people back!
Why?
Because I have to!
No, that's it, no.
Oh my God!
Pat, stop filming!
When you come into class at the very start of the day, you might see a bell ringer on the board, like a question like this one, or you might see some kind of instruction for the day. That's how we get into things and get started.
Remember to always have your Chromebook charged for class because we often use the Chromebooks while we're here in class. And also make sure that you're always on task because remember, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not out to get you, and Big Brother's always watching.
What you looking at there, Johnny? Once you have permission to leave the classroom, make sure you sign out on the sign-out sheet by the door. This way, in case there's an emergency, like a lockdown or a fire drill, we know where you're at.
If you ever come to class late, and don't worry, I know you never will, instead of wasting all that time coming up here and handing me a piece of paper, it states,
Hey bro, what do you want me to do with this?
just go ahead and deposit it in the tardy bin and save us all that time. Oh my goodness, there's 2 minutes, I'll never make it!
At the end of class, make sure that you stay seated instead of lining up at the door.
If you're ever absent, make sure you talk to us as soon as you get back about a potential extension for your work. Also, you live in the day and age of the internet, so most of our work is on Google Classroom. That means you can even work on it at home if you can. Were you absent on a day that we took notes? Did you totally zone out in class because we bored you to death? Good news for you. I was stuck teaching during the pandemic of 2020, and I was forced to make videos for my students back then on every topic that we cover in American government. Take a look at this student here. Have no idea who she is, never met her, but she's watching my videos on YouTube, which are still up there to this day. So if you missed a day, just search Jared Lucas C-Tech and you'll find an assortment of my videos. Just find the topic you're looking for and voila, you got the notes and the lecture from that day. Now in government class, we're going to talk about lots of different controversial topics, some of which might upset some people. And you're probably going to hear some opinions in this class that you might not agree with, but that's okay. In all my years as a government teacher, I found that class discussions typically go one of two ways. So class, as you can see, if we look at the tomato meter, we can see that the Lucasfilm Star Wars are actually on par with the Star Wars that were created by Disney. Are there any thoughts on this graph here?
Look how the student here raises their hand and waits to be called upon instead of yelling out like a first grader.
Yes, Mr. Bates.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say, you being Teacher of the Year, you did an excellent, fabulous job.
Complimenting the teacher, Mr. Bates. A nice touch that's sure to elicit a smile from any teacher.
The data you presented just clearly shows Disney is improving.
If you look closely, you can see here that Mr. Metz really disagrees with Mr. Bates as he's starting to get a little antsy in his seat. Now, Mr. Metz is going to have an important decision to make here. How should Mr. Metz handle his disagreement with Mr. Bates? Should he A, insult Mr. Bates and call him various names? Should he B, flip the table and throw something and storm out? Should he C, screech with various animal noises? Or should he D, calmly raise his hand and express why he disagrees with Mr. Bates? If you guess D, you're absolutely correct. Let's see how Mr. Metz handles this situation.
Yes, Mr. Metz.
Nice execution with the hand raised, Mr. Metz.
You can tell based on the graph that people like the Disney Star Wars more, and they have some more longevity with the program now that they can extend more films later on.
Excellent.
Now notice here, Mr. Bates does not take Mr. Metz's disagreement personal. In fact, he offers up a rebuttal by also calmly raising his hand, preventing this situation from escalating any further than it needs to. Now, for every right way to do something, there's also a wrong way.
This is ridiculous. You're saying that Disney did Star Wars a favor? This has been a terrible, terrible experiment that they've had. Everything is just terrible. You didn't even capitalize ruin in your title slide. And another thing, you're not just wrong, you're stupid!
As we'll learn in class this year, many of the infant-like tactics that you just saw will still be used by politicians today. For tornado drills, Mr. Metz's class will just stay seated in the room. Mr. Bates and Mr. Lucas's class will just take a seat out here in the hall. Even though tornadoes are destructive forces of nature, it's important to remain calm and quiet during a tornado, as it has been scientifically proven that tornadoes jump over buildings where those inside are remaining calm and quiet.
In the event of a fire caused by someone like, I don't know, the diesel lab, or the welding lab, if you know, you know. Students in my class and Mr. Bates' class will immediately come to the back of the room here. You'll immediately take a quick left. You'll take a little right. And then you'll head out these doors right down here.
Students in Mr. Metz's class will follow like this. We'll walk out the doors right here, and we'll take a right. And then at this intersection, we'll take a left. Followed by another right. And then we will exit down those doors.
GovGame would like to thank you for watching this brief instructional video on how to be a successful student in Mr. Metz, Mr. Bates, and Mr. Lucas's government classes. We hope you have a great year.
Yeah, we're gonna need to take that again, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
I forgot to hit the record button.
Ah, you silly goose.
All right, let's do it again.
Third time I'm coming for you.
And action.
Liam, I think there's going to be a third time.
I'm putting you in the ground. So when you come into class every day, you'll go ahead and put your phone in the phone box that corresponds with the
So we have to figure this out. I'm
Hang on,
Mr.
let's take it
Lucas.
again. Take it again.